I came to Delaware Elite because the program is about more than just basketball. They focus on getting players to college first. They're more so about getting the players educated and making sure they can go out in the world and become better and successful people instead of just becoming better basketball players. I'm still here because the coaches, like they're low tolerant coaches, they choose to discipline you more. They're also encouraging, and we're like a group and a family. So like, I feel more at home here and more welcomed.
I came to Delaware Elite because my son has always loved basketball. He was a little 5-year-old MVP running around shooting the ball for the YMCA in Delaware. And I heard that there was a really good program for basketball that was a lot more well organized and run by a really powerful team of young black men. And I thought that that would be awesome for my son to engage. So and give him an opportunity to travel, because that's all I know about AAU ball, that it was a traveling team and that the kids could enjoy basketball.
I came to Delaware Elite because there were some coaches who attended one of my son's games, and he had gotten into foul trouble. He had gotten in foul trouble because he was mad at himself for not being the best that he could be. And one of the founding coaches came up to me and said, "Hey, I have a program that would benefit your son." I said, "Okay, I'm all about that," because he's harder on himself than anyone else. And so I attended a practice, attended one of the leadership sessions, and I was so impressed that the program had 3 African American men who started out in the neighborhood just, as just regular kids, and they all went to college. They all had their own businesses, and they were showing the kids, impacting them positively on how you can achieve and excel. And I was so impressed with that. That's why I stayed.
We came to Delaware Elite 3 years ago. We're still here 3 years later because, when we initially came to Delaware Elite, we came because it was an AAU program and for the basketball experience. We're still here because the organization is such a dynamic organization. It's brought so much, not only to Jalil's life, but to my life as well. Just in the leadership, the mentorship, the brotherhood that the organization is comprised of, it's really brought a lot to our lives. Jalil is an only child who was never meant to be an only child. He was meant to have 30 brothers, and Delaware Elite offers that. And it's become a family, and it's not an option for us to leave. I'm a single mother raising my son, and I need the men that provide such a positive influence and impact in my son's life. I need it in my life. I see the great benefit that it's had in my son's life. He looks up to them. He has someone else other than mom telling him that, they care about him. They're helping him plan for his future. They're helping to drive him to be better and really helping him to grow into the young man that I know he has the potential to be. It's building his confidence, and it's a family, like I said, and that's why we're here.
I would say when we first came to the program, if you asked me, would my son attend a private university or a private school at all, I would say no. He would probably be out on the street getting in trouble in and out of the judicial system. But as a result of the mentorship, the mentoring that goes on, the leadership that goes on, he now wants to even go to college. So Delaware Elite played an integral part in recommending him to attend St. Mark's. They confirmed that he has the potential to accomplish more than what was noted on a piece of paper, meaning his grades were C's and D's at that time, but because they saw the leadership potential that he had, they went to bat for him and recommended him in the school. And the school took a little bit of a chance to realize that. It was conditional, but as of right now, he is getting all A's and B's. He's achieving all A's and B's, and he is looked at as a leader in the school as well.
Jalil has some very high aspirations. Of course, all of our boys see the NBA in their future, but more importantly, Jalil sees college in his future. He sees business ownership, And we were actually being interviewed the other day for a program that we were a part of. And the interview asked something of Jalil, what did he want to be when he grew up? What did he want to do with his life? And I've never heard him give this answer before, but he said he wants to be a part of an organization that helps children and gives back to youth.
Delaware Elite has already impacted over 50 young men, minimally. I would like to see that continue to grow because the program is such a positive program. It takes athletes who could be on the wrong path, but maybe they could have been on the wrong path, and Delaware Elite has shown them a different way. Then it also encourages them to continue to realize their full potential in life, not just on the basketball court, within families, within communities. Like I said, my son, he never would have thought he would have been looked up to as a leader. He loves giving back, and now he's comfortable with that leadership role. He's showing the other guys that, hey, you too can become a strong leader in the community.
Earlier this year, just before Christmas, we were traumatized by a loss in the Delaware Elite family. Because it is such a family-oriented organization, it really had what could have been a devastating impact throughout the organization. It did impact us all very deeply, where one of the boys' teammates was shot and his mother was shot and killed. And to see Delaware Elite step up in the way that it did, not only to support Stanley, who's a young teammate on Delaware Elite, but to support all the children. I mean, we went to the hospital and Roz was there around the clock, Coach Logan, Coach Jean, Coach Shannon. I mean, Delaware Elite was working in shifts to ensure that this young man had the support. I saw Delaware Elite more than anyone in his family. Delaware Elite never left Stanley's bedside, and the rest of the team and parents needed him too. Again, this organization is, I would say basketball is secondary. Yeah. It's a very competitive basketball organization, but the basketball is definitely secondary. Having the classroom space to host counseling groups and sessions to provide support to parents and peers. Dawn was a team mother like we are. Yeah. She was a single mother raising her son like we are. And it really did impact us. And to know that we're a part of a family, an expanded family, that if we ever went through anything like that traumatic experience, to know that Delaware Elite would be right by our side is just, it couldn't be expected to have any greater support from anyone outside of an immediate family or even within a family.
It didn't Delaware Elite, they stuck by what their principles were. Everything that Delaware Elite stands for, it didn't change anything that I thought of them. It only reinforced exactly what the mission is for and being there to support us as parents through that time, because she was a part of the program as well, but to support Stanley and to make sure that everything he needed, we were there for. So Delaware Elite stuck by what it was designed for. It didn't change anything about what I felt. It just made me realize that the decisions that I made to stay and to be a part of this program and the blood, sweat, and tears that we pour into this program, it's all worth it because we're not fake. We do exactly what we say we're going to do.